The Boeing 777-8 presents a perplexing conundrum in the aviation world. Scheduled to make its inaugural flight later this year, it stands as Boeing's latest commercial aircraft, brimming with state-of-the-art technology. Moreover, it's designed to serve a market segment that has been thriving recently. Yet, despite these seemingly favorable circumstances, the aircraft has struggled to attract buyers. It's been a staggering 10 years since the last passenger variant of the 777-8 was sold, leading industry analysts to speculate whether Boeing might ultimately discontinue the model. So, what's the underlying issue here? Why is the 777-8 failing to gain traction in the marketplace? To fully grasp why the -8 is facing sluggish sales, it's essential to examine its market positioning and unique features. It is part of Boeing's 777X family, which is the next-generation successor to the immensely successful Boeing 777 series. Among its numerous advancements, two stand out prominently. Its groundbreaking GE9X engine, the most potent turbofan ever built, and its expansive composite wing, the largest ever designed by Boeing. The wing is so extensive that it necessitates folding wingtips to accommodate standard airport gates. The 777X family offers two distinct variants, the 777-8 and the 777-9. While these two models share many similarities, the primary difference lies in the -8's shorter fuselage. Designed to seat 350 passengers, it aims to succeed the older 777-300ER, which has been a commercial blockbuster, becoming the second best-selling wide-body aircraft in history. Given the 777-300ER's stellar track record, one would naturally expect the -8 to enjoy robust sales, especially considering the evident market demand for aircraft of this size. However, the reality has been quite the opposite. To date, only 40 units of it have been sold, making up a mere 10% of the total 777X orders. Even more concerning is the fact that Boeing hasn't secured a single order for the passenger version of the 777-8 since 2013. So, what's the underlying issue? Why is the 777-8 struggling to find buyers? The aircraft faces two significant challenges that have hindered its market performance. Firstly, let's address the more straightforward yet less captivating of the two challenges, the issue of unfortunate timing. The inaugural 777-300ER was delivered in 2004, meaning the oldest units in the fleet are not even 2 decades old. Moreover, the global fleet's average age is even younger. These aircraft continue to be lucrative assets for airlines, negating any immediate need for replacement. Industry experts estimate that it will be another decade or even longer before airlines are prepared to upgrade their fleets. While this timing mismatch has certainly dampened the 777-8 sales prospects, it has had a relatively minor impact on its sibling, the 777-9. The latter, with its higher seating capacity, is well positioned to replace the aging 747-400s. Airlines like British Airways, ANA and Cathay Pacific have already begun phasing out these jumbo jets, creating a specific demand for the 777-9. As a result, the -9 dominates the 777X order book. So, one might think it's just a matter of time before the -8 gains traction as the 777-300ER ages, right? Not so fast. The issue of poor timing is merely one obstacle. The -8 faces another, more intricate challenge related to airframe optimization, which could have long-lasting implications on its market viability. Let's revisit those groundbreaking wings and engines. While their size and power are impressive, they may actually be more substantial than what the -8 requires. When Boeing or Airbus embarks on designing a new aircraft, they often seek customer input. In the case of the 777X, Qatar Airways and Emirates emerged as key influencers, having ordered nearly 200 units combined and being day-one customers. Their influence on the aircraft's design was inevitable. Here's where Boeing found itself in a quandary. Both Qatar and Emirates operate in the Persian Gulf, characterized by sweltering summers, low humidity, and thin air. These conditions make it challenging for aircraft to generate sufficient lift, sometimes even leading to grounded flights. To mitigate this, Both airlines urged Boeing to enhance the aircraft's takeoff performance. Early in the development phase, rumors circulated that they were pushing for a larger wing and more potent engine than what might be strictly necessary, aiming to generate more lift. However, this would also make the aircraft heavier and less fuel efficient. Boeing was understandably hesitant to make such a trade-off, but the adage, "the customer is always right," held sway. Qatar and Emirates wielded so much influence that Boeing ultimately had to comply, leading to an aircraft design that may be over-engineered for the broader market. While the aircraft shares the same engine and wing design as its larger sibling, the 777-9, its smaller fuselage makes these components less than ideal. This mismatch results in an overweight frame, limiting its fuel efficiency advantage to a modest 13% over the 777-300ER. For context, the 737 MAX achieved a 14% fuel efficiency advantage over the 737NG with just a new engine. The 777-8 doesn't exist in isolation. It competes directly with the Airbus A350-1000, a state-of-the-art all-composite aircraft. Both Boeing and Airbus claim their respective jets are superior, but the A350 is undeniably lighter. If we assume the Dash 8 is slightly heavier than the 777-300ER due to its larger components, it would weigh over 30,000 pounds more than the A350. While weight isn't the only factor in aircraft economics, it's a significant indicator of fuel efficiency. Boeing had an opportunity to mitigate these issues. During its early development phase, there were rumors that Boeing was considering using an aluminum-lithium alloy for the fuselage. This material is about 10% lighter than traditional aluminum and offers better fatigue resistance. However, Boeing opted for conventional aluminum, likely due to concerns about uncharted territory and increased manufacturing costs, especially after the costly delays of the 787 Dreamliner project. Today, aluminum-lithium alloy has proven to be a reliable and cost-effective material, successfully used in aircraft like the Airbus A220. Boeing's decision to forego this material not only cost them the chance to be a pioneer, but also to resolve the 777-8's weight issues. Despite these challenges, the Dash 8 has some redeeming qualities. It boasts an impressive range of up to 8,800 nautical miles, making it suitable for ultra-long-haul routes, which have proven profitable for airlines like Singapore and Qantas. Additionally, the freighter version of it has shown promise, outselling its passenger counterpart within a year of its launch. Moreover, the Dash 8's oversized features could pave the way for a larger 777-10 variant, which could potentially replace the 747-8 and A380. However, the Dash 8's current shortcomings can't be ignored. While it incorporates Boeing's latest technology, it's clear that technological advancements alone aren't enough to ensure market success. So, should Boeing cut their losses and discontinue the 777-8? The answer isn't straightforward, but the aircraft struggles in the market are undeniable. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below.